All right, well, and we're back.
We're back.
I'm not Justin.
I am Dakota.
I'm Robbie. Justin's on vacation.
Yeah, we miss him.
Shout out Justin and Ashley because you might have to hear this on the way back.
Yeah, we miss him.
So,
Presence is felt.
yes, he is with us in this studio, air quotes.
In spirit.
Om.
Oh, great Justin.
Counting by 7. This is episode 14.
14.
14 episodes old.
Can't believe it already.
I can't believe that we're already at the Super Bowl.
Yeah, that's true. It's been a wild season. It's been
Been a good
up
season.
and down for a lot of teams.
It's been great.
It's been
for
great.
me.
Okay, well, you're at Dylan right now, so welcome.
How?
You just lost. Let me fuck
In
you
the
out.
NFC Championship
Yeah,
game,
but
though.
fuck it, you're out. You're not playing the Super Bowl.
Listen, I had to argue with a guy last night whose team was 8-8 about
Yeah.
why.
Wasn't my team.
Yeah.
Not the 8 team. I know when to quit.
But I had to argue about why the Packers are better than the Steelers, and I'm like, look,
How many times
he tried to convince me they had a number 2 defense at 8-8. I said, look, at 8-8 with no playoff appearance, you're number 2 defense. That doesn't make sense. They might be a defense, I think, in total yards allowed or something like that.
Everybody wanted to have a good.
Yeah.
That's all we did. Everybody wanted to have a good defense this year. All of a sudden,
Welcome
Green
to
Bay-
the North,
Fucking Green Bay
motherfucker.
wants to have one. Minnesota is supposed to be.
Minnesota's not as good as it was last year.
Yeah, definitely not. And then even like when fucking like the 49ers, the way they're on the come up, and the Saints, it was just a lot more competition than usual.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, we'll get back there. Except for the off season, for real though.
Yeah, so, all right. Well, where do we start the NFC Championship game?
Yeah, let's start.
Well,
Let's start with the AFC one, so we can digest the Packers later.
Then you start the AFC. I'm gonna run to the mini fridge and grab a beer because I forgot to bring them.
Okay, cool. Yeah, the Chiefs and Titans game, that was wow. Yeah, so the way I felt about it, I thought Tennessee could have been heavy favorites going into it just based on the run game alone. And then but yeah, I don't know where things went wrong with them. Kansas City's defense has been improving a lot lately, and they already have a powerful offense. So I mean, like, it's kind of given with the passing game. You have to shut down the passing game to stop the Chiefs, and eventually the Titans were able to do that. Thank you, Robbie.
No problem.
I was stalling out while you were grabbing these.
It's okay. We don't. They know it's authentic.
I don't pay as much attention to the fucking AFC as the NFC. I'll be honest.
Well, I mean, I didn't even watch. Yeah, I didn't watch that whole game myself
Like the
because
playoffs have been my best assessment for the AFC teams this year.
I really didn't know what to expect, and everybody's like just so over on Mahomes, and I'm like, once again,
Well, really, he's shown it in the last 2 games.
I'm not saying that he's not impressive, but what I'm saying is it's not impressive, or like, okay, it's a highlight to put 50 on somebody, but they're still letting in like 40 points.
Exactly.
It's not that impressive.
Until
to
the
me.
recent weeks, though, like I just mentioned while you were going,
Now-
about how the defense has gotten better.
Right. Well, they can
Tyrann Matthews playing up.
they can literally outrun a team, and I mean literally. In turn, like they can like physically and on the scoreboard because, as Justin said last week, if they only get 8 touches of the ball, they're going to score 8 times, or they can. And so,
Yeah,
but-
minimalize all of
but
it every
San Francisco literally did not have to throw the ball against us and whipped our asses.
I
So
remember at the beginning of the fourth quarter, it said Garoppolo hadn't thrown the ball since 2 minutes left in the second quarter.
something like that.
I
Yeah.
was like, damn, they're running that shit
Yeah.
and scoring too. Still, like,
You get Kenny Clark some help, man.
Yeah.
When we had Mike Daniels, like Kenny Clark is still phenomenal, but having Mike Daniels obviously helped because Kenny Clark was doing like work. So,
one thing to improve on.
but yeah, so I mean, from the AFC title game, like I was most worried about the Titans because that 6th seed. But if you hold Derrick Henry to under 100 yards, they don't win.
I
Like
was
he
worried
got
about-
68.
yeah.
So
Going to the game, I was thinking if the Titans just ran the ball and had to score early too, but they ran the ball and just consumed the clock, they could win the game. But
yeah, well,
yeah.
they blew that shit up.
Yeah. Like,
There's 2 good D lines playing against each other. The thing about San Francisco is like that D line is so built up over the years of them being shit for the last 4 years.
yeah, pays off being shit. Maybe Cleveland will get it soon.
Yeah.
It
it pays off being shit unless you're Cleveland.
Yeah, except for them somehow. They can never get it right. But yeah.
Yeah, I just don't, I'm not, when it comes to Chiefs Niners, I'm still saying Niners, and we'll get to it after talking about my game, because I know you've been waiting.
Think they won't win?
I think the 49ers win. I also want 49ers to win from the perspective of like the whole if Jimmy would have stayed. Like I want to see that because I love people
I
being
just think
miserable.
they have the good enough defense to actually stop the Chiefs. And we thought Tennessee did too, but just went in
Yeah, but
secondary.
49ers defense is better.
Yeah, better
Significant.
than Kansas City
Yeah.
offense.
Huh?
Better than Kansas City's offense.
I mean, it's
I was saying it's probably the
people
best.
expect this to be like such a ridiculously high scoring game. I'm like, it's
It's
probably
not
gonna
gonna be like
it's gonna
that.
end like 10-13.
Yeah, it's gonna be something
Like
crazy. It's
that's
gonna
not
be
my
a struggle.
final prediction score. Well, we'll get to
Not
that. Yeah.
But the way the Chiefs defense has been playing, it could be a closer game. Otherwise, I see it being like 30, 30, 20, something like that. But yeah, I don't think it's gonna be a run heavy game.
We'll see. I mean,
it has a secondary to stop Mahomes, and then they have a good running back anyway, so why not use them? And then definitely with Raheem Mustard and Mustard,
mustard.
Mozart.
Raheem Mozart. Well,
Yeah,
that's
fucking play
that's
like
the
that
episode titles right there. Way to
he played
go.
like that on my fucking fantasy team. He waits to them to play good,
Yeah,
but he
well,
beat the Packers. So it's okay. I guess.
yeah. See, here's the.
I'll give him that.
I've
one.
never understood that. I mean, I understand it's just like it's sports. You're talking shit. Like your team lost, but a team made it to the fucking title game.
Yeah.
Like if your team is 8-8 and didn't make it in, you definitely shouldn't talk to me.
Right.
100%. Like
I'm
at all.
I'm feeling the eyes on me. I don't know if you're talking about me.
No,
but
I no, but you know who I'm referencing.
as a team
but
that makes it every now and then, you can say that. But if you haven't gone in a while, don't say shit. Like,
yeah,
you really can't.
correct. But yeah, we got handled, and Rodgers statistically had a good game, but other than the 2 picks, obviously. But in the first half, he was 100%. But he looked. It was not his best game, but it's because that pass rush. But the problem is like it's really hard to break down like what went wrong. I'm glad in the fact that we put more than 8 on him.
Right.
I mean, sure, I can at least hang my hat on that. Yeah, and I mean, even though we scored in garbage time, I mean, yeah, that's fine. But I mean, the team needed it than anything. Some of these guys might not be playing for this team next year.
You want to
you
go
know?
out like that.
Yeah, exactly. You don't want to go out like a bitch, So
They went down fighting.
yeah, but yeah, it's really hard for even me because like I wasn't gonna take notes for this game either because it's a title game, so I'm gonna watch it.
Too focused on that. Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, and going back and seeing the game film or whatever, like it's just really, we just got handled, man. Like we got abused, and especially defensively. Like
outplayed, outran.
well, it's crazy. Yeah, it's crazy to see like the stats through the years change. Like we got beat up by tight ends, and then we played running backs who we contained. Like we contained Zeke.
Right.
And I talk about him highly
Arguably
all
the
the
best
time.
back.
Yeah. So, but then we play San Francisco, and they don't even have it back, and we get just
Fucking
butt blasted. Like I mean,
it's almost like you didn't account for him. You're like,
yeah.
Like,
Well, and people got mad about the Richard Sherman thing, and like this one reason why I talk about highly of Sherman. He goes from an Achilles injury to playing in his third Super Bowl, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And so we're talking about like Green Bay thought they were going to come in like a revenge game. He said they weren't ready. He's like, yeah, we weren't ready. So you can't be mad at him. He's a competitor. Like he wants legacy and rings, man. Like so people give him a hard time about being his like a non-contracted agent or whatever. But he's like, yeah, negotiate my own deals. But the reason that he does that is because he just got so many fucking incentives from the Pro Bowl selection and all that other stuff. Like he knew how to get paid, and he's like, it helps if he's gonna get bonuses, he knows that he can make it. Helps out the team that he's on too. Like I don't think people just need to change their perspective of Sherman. Like he's a dog.
Yeah, he's a guy.
So
I mean, how could you not like him? I mean, what has he done?
he talks.
Yeah, he backs it up. So
Conor McGregor does too. Look at him, 40 seconds. So
it worked all the time except for against Khabib.
basically,
Yeah, should just stay quiet. But yeah,
but yeah, and I mean, looking at some of the plays, obviously the best play was Devontae roasting Sherman on that man-to-man, which was amazing. So then Richard played zone on him, which, again, Richard Sherman's great. He got the game-stealing pick, whatever, but he got wrecked.
you like to see it.
Yeah, love to see it. So, but the thing that people don't want to put in perspective is because I got told that Green Bay is going to be 8-8 next year with Matt LaFleur and everything. Now, the reason we could end up 8-8 is if Rodgers regresses or gets injured and we're not prepared for it.
The Chicago route this year,
Right. And so, but
back on top.
here's my thing: is I said people don't put in perspective. We get with a rookie head coach, with free agents that are coming to a new system, all this shit, new offense, just the works, right? New
Brand
front
new
office.
Packers.
We go to 13-3, sweep the division, NFC Championship appearance somewhat.
And Matt LaFleur
We're
is a
doing
fucking
that.
warlock.
Yeah, we're doing that, not being consistent on offense other than certain games. And Aaron Jones, like now, and I was talking to someone about this. When you just ignore the offensive lines for the teams or for your team or whatever, break down who's your playmakers. For us, it's Aaron Rodgers, Aaron Jones, Devontae Adams. It's not enough.
Right.
The reason I say that is like our number 2 receiver, Alan Lazar. Like, yeah, he's good, but come on, everyone needs to put back in perspective the Jordy, Cobb, Devontae, and then even before that, right. So you have to put all that in perspective. We have always had good receivers, and they haven't been like phenoms, but they make plays.
Yeah.
And they can have 100-yard days.
Yeah.
And get separation. Like, MVS has the speed, but he can't catch shit. So I don't even know if he stays on the team or if he just gets released. I don't know how.
It's just his second season. He's
on a rookie deal still.
Damn. So you have to really fuck up to lose that.
Well, that's my thought. Is like we draft another receiver and then he competes. But the thing is he really has to work on himself.
Yeah.
So, and hey, sophomore slump, potentially, call it what you want, but we'll see.
Right.
See. Now, Academia St. Brown comes back too because he was on IR this year, and he's got a high ceiling. And Brian Gutekunst and Matt LaFleur said that he's vital to our future, which makes me think either Rodgers already has a relationship with him because we've seen him make plays last
year. Right.
So, or at least in preseason. I don't remember. We've started drinking before we got down here.
Yeah, we're...
So, but anyway.
Yeah. If we laugh, you know why. We're just drinking.
So, but still, for them, and I trust those guys. I trust them to say things like, hey, he's vital to our future. So I feel like he can be a playmaker.
All right.
So we'll see. So yeah, to be 13-3 with odds stacked against us, and games that in some aspects, 2 of them we could have won. We could have had a 15-1 season, but I'm not.
We should have lost. But fuck them.
Winning.
I know how you feel. So fuck them.
Fuck yeah, winning. I don't give a shit. Like, winning's winning. So
poking the bear.
I don't look at it that way. I don't look at it. These are the games we should have lost. Like, no, we should have just won some of those losses. The games we won, we won.
Damn,
W.
He's not looking back.
Did we have more points when the clock hit 0? Yes.
The past is the past.
Exactly. So, I liked it, like, for that to be the last game of the year. Like, obviously.
Right, he went out with a bang. Almost a whimper, then with a bang.
Yeah, it was like, okay, it showed that they're
human.
They're still giving effort. Well, it exposed Blake Martinez, and then people put Mike Pettin in the hot seat, and I said that's unfair because he even said, like, we have to get some people in here for this to work. And I hate to burst all the Blake Martinez fans' bubble, but here's the fact: like, Blake Martinez is good at tackling and nothing else. He got exposed, and he's not that fast. Oren Burks is faster than him, so I don't know.
That's your favorite player.
He's not my favorite. But you
like him.
Yeah, I met him, so it's different. But here's the fact, though, is on kick return, he's been the first one down there and getting all the tackles. So he's got speed and he can tackle. Well, let's give him a try maybe in coverage just to see what happens.
Right.
Because how do we know? Now, I don't know, because I don't see enough camp or practice stuff on him, to know what his role is. Like, he is a rookie, so if his role is just you have to cut your teeth, and I've said that before on the kickoff squad, that's fine. Let's see what he can do next year maybe, or get another linebacker in the draft that's maybe a little quick. Let OB start and then put in the second one, and let's just see. Yeah. So, so we'll see. So I think now next year if we fuck up with new talent in defense, then we know it's Mike Pettin. But I also don't want to turn into this organization that fires people over and over again, and that's not my original thought. I'm in a group chat with a couple buddies, and he said that. Just want to give him credit. No, because that's a very good point.
That's what Cleveland and Arizona do.
Yeah, because it throws off chemistry so bad. Like,
they lose their identity at the team.
Right, and Mason Crosby had a really bad year 2 years ago, but we kept him.
Right.
And look at him. I mean, he was great this year. So, you don't want to do that because you don't want to get in that loop of continuous hiring and firing.
Year after year, it changes like the whole image of the team.
Yeah, and I mean, I don't know obviously what's going to happen with Jimmy Graham. He made that really ominous tweet or whatever about retiring. So I don't know. The only person who would want him to come back would be Aaron for whatever reason. I mean, I just he came in clutch for us in the playoffs, but we really need youth at tight end, man. Like if you look at the tight ends that are in the fucking Super Bowl, you got the two best tight ends in the league playing each other. This is probably the two best teams in the league playing each other right now.
Yeah,
I'm comfortable with that.
Yeah, a lot of people saw it in that way. If not Baltimore,
I mean, this is the literal representation of what you want for the most part. Yeah, or Baltimore. I mean, had Green Bay gone, I'm still going to root for us. Like we would definitely be the underdog.
Right.
But seeing what I saw in the NFC title game, had we made it for whatever fucking reason, we would have gotten shit on the Super Bowl. So I'm fine that the bus stopped at where I predicted all season.
Not the big show, just the next biggest
show. Well, to
lose
lose that way in the Super Bowl would suck way more.
Yeah.
To get to a Super Bowl and lose, but your team competed, fine. But to just get shit on.
Yeah, what was the last time somebody got shit on?
Seattle Super Bowl that they won.
Denver?
Yeah.
Damn.
They shit on those guys.
Said, fuck you guys, you aren't super.
No, they aren't.
Holy shit. I'm gonna go to the score. Let me see.
So, but yeah, and Sternberger got his first touchdown, and he knew to come back with Aaron.
Right.
Which we didn't talk about that enough. No one wants to talk about that. You can say oh, he just anyone does that. It's not really, because no one else has fucking done it this year except Devontae, because he knows.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone else doesn't know to do that. Gmo don't know that. MBS don't know that.
Right.
Lazard just mosses people, so he don't have to do that. So
you like him for that reason.
But for Sternberger as a rookie to do his route, see Rodgers rolling right, and to start coming back and peel off his guy, I've been saying Sternberger's going to be a fucking issue. Let's just get him in there.
Yeah,
because I want to see what he can bring, blocking and everything.
Yeah, I know how you feel with the tight end situations right now, especially how the last season is going. We have a top guy like Trey Burton never fucking plays, and then we have all the backups that just fall after him, and then we're bottom of the barrel free agents for fucking Ivy League schools, and they're doing pretty fucking good. But still, you want your George Kittle or your Travis Kelce, because
right,
Zach Ertz, somebody who
when you look back in Packer history and people say Jermichael Finley was our last good tight end, it's you're right, but he wasn't that great all that time. He had 2 good years. Right. And the year that he was actually playing his best was the year that he got injured.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's just we've gone that fucking long without consistent time. Now we had Richard Rodgers. Obviously he's got the Hail Mary, but in the playoff touchdown against Dallas, I mean, he was good, but he was only good he was just a heavier receiver.
Right.
Wasn't a real blocker or anything.
I feel that's definitely something you need.
Because Kittle and Kelce handle people at the line, and then they can catch.
And receivers, again, so it's just crazy for them. I think every team needs one of those now.
Oh, yeah.
Sure, and that's where...
Well, Gronk set the standard for what you need in an offense. If you can get one of those.
Aaron Hernandez.
Have you seen that yet?
I've watched the first episode and a half, and I stopped, so...
All right, well, Justin...
my lady can catch up.
Yeah, Justin, when you're listening... Watch and we'll all discuss it, because that shit is
wild.
It is a roller coaster.
It's half of you feel you already knew, but you just damn. You want to know why?
We'll get to it. He definitely killed that one dude.
Definitely.
Yeah.
If not the other ones, definitely one guy he killed.
1,000%. So, but
sad, but
anyway. But yeah, they had both of them. So
yeah. Oh well, we're just. Are we still talking about Hernandez or?
Yeah, no, that Patriots had Gronk.
That's true.
Gronk and Hernandez.
I was gonna say that both of them. That brings up a good point about the head trauma issue. They both go through that, and people were complaining about how Luke Kuechly was retiring too young. I was
fuck with concussions.
That's what I'm saying.
Sam Shields got to the point where that's all he did was get concussed.
Exactly. But it's good. Nowadays, you can retire even earlier thanks to TV money. That's pretty fucking cool for the players.
Well, yeah, that is good. I mean, that is good for that. I mean, because
do what they retire in time and just not get fucking killed.
Yeah, well, I mean, and maybe it's so hard because I think NFL players are already overpaid. But when you put it in that context, it's okay, they literally have to play from Pee Wee all the way to here to get big money to stop playing at 30 because they're too concussed.
Yeah,
Pretty
it's
sad.
better to do it at 30 than fucking like close to 40 like they used to.
Yeah, but I
That's
mean,
why
at the
it's okay.
same time, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with Luke Kuechly necessarily. He played violent,
Right.
but he was. But when you play, there's nothing wrong with playing that way. You can play that way and still be safe. Like Ray Lewis clearly doesn't have
You're
any.
playing reckless at that point.
Yeah,
but
Ray Lewis obviously hasn't shown any signs of any of that. He did, he killed 2 people too. But
off the field,
we read that. Like
I need his documentary on Netflix.
we read that thing, my wife and I afterwards because we were talking about that post Aaron Hernandez show, and it's like when you go back and reread it, you're like,
putting the pieces together.
It's just like
like before this game,
great, but
it was before what game? Oh, that's why he played so well. Like he was feeling himself.
he said, "I'm about to come out here and kill somebody."
Yeah, I'm about to murder everyone.
Which, yeah, I mean, that one, man. Like, can you imagine if they go back later and open that case back up? Oh,
the Ray Rice documentary.
The Ravens have to fucking change so much shit in their stadium. Did they give him a statue? Lewis. I thought they made it, but maybe they did. Maybe. But still, you get my point. Like
they probably shouldn't have. Like,
but hey, whatever. So anyway, but yeah, like tight end is a place that needs to be addressed in the offseason. D-line, interior D-line, linebacker, wide receiver too. I ranked them the other day, but now when you look at them, like the more that we talk, like it's really hard to put in order what you really need first. I think honestly, if you're going to break it down, you should go a middle linebacker first, receiver second, and then D-line.
You think receiver before a middle linebacker?
Middle linebacker before receiver.
Middle linebacker, yeah. I mean, because most of the mock drafts are saying that I've seen for the first round, they've all had agreement taking their receiver in the first round.
Yeah, I've seen that too. And I'm like,
I don't know if that's before. I guess
and Gutekunst
started playing up or what, but
yeah, like Kumaro is a good receiver for. Like he's a name in.
I meant Lazard.
Oh well, yeah, but still, Kumaro like he made a play in the regular season, but do it more. Like you have to do it all the time. Like to be a starter, you gotta do it all the time. That's just the way that it is. Like, again, I love the people that play for Green Bay, especially like again some of those higher profile or higher like personality type players. Like,
it's nice to have one of those.
Well, again, because like we talked about before, like no one wants to live in Wisconsin. It's fucking like snowy and depressing to some of those, especially people from California. Like Devontae's from Cali,
he fucking loves it, obviously.
Yeah, he loves like being a Packer, but otherwise he'd probably say "fuck this noise." Like,
right? That's good enough.
Imagine growing up in California your whole life to have to live in Wisconsin for 4 years at a time.
You gotta be the best player. Like, fuck, we kind of want to keep him.
No, but like but players that paved the way before that were like Donald Driver, like
All right. That's the way I feel like.
Like, players that just go back and they set the standard for what it means to be a Packer.
Yeah, like that's what I hope Allen Robinson can do for us in the future, and Khalil Mack hopefully. But I mean, it's bring more talent. Okay, well, I'm just saying.
I'm just telling.
They're both as well known as Devontae Adams.
Let's go ahead and address this.
Okay.
Did you see the comments like the Roger said about like religion and all this stuff?
No.
So he was on Danica Patrick's podcast and said, talking about like it's hard for him to believe in a God or some shit that wants to send people to hell, and it's like
Roger said that.
Yeah, and like we're not gonna get into any of that stuff. Right. Like whatever everybody's opinions is fine. Like everybody can do whatever they want, but I don't give a fuck. Like this is my point. Like I've never understood not liking an athlete. Like, for example, I have seen where people said they are no longer Conor McGregor fans because he said he likes Trump. I don't know the facts because I don't follow. I mean, I love UFC, and I don't follow it as avidly with, like, fighter shit going on, like what I do with player stuff going on with Green Bay. And you know what I'm talking about.
Right.
So, but I'm pretty sure that Conor is here on a visa from fucking Dublin. So who gives a shit what his opinion is of the president because he's not a fucking citizen. Could be wrong.
He's just a fan.
Yeah, like he's a fan of the president. Like
the guy who wants celebrity, probably. Yeah. That's probably why. Like fuck it. Like
who gives a fuck? And Conor is a businessman as well. We have seen this.
So it's gonna be like everybody
made it because listen, his whiskey sponsored the fight last weekend. Yeah. So he's paying himself. God. So anyway,
He's an absolute madman.
people are upset at Rodgers, and it's like, look, dude, like if you think, and it's both sides of the spectrum, like people that aren't religious and people that are religious, like they're like, well, I can't support him as my quarterback because he's not religious. Like, dude, do you think everyone that comes to this team is gonna be religious?
Yeah.
Like, you're fucking ridiculous.
It's fucking stupid.
Like it's 53 men, 53 personalities, 53 different backstories. Like I I don't give a fuck what Rodgers does.
Like stupid expectations.
If he throws 40 touchdowns a year, I could give a shit what he's doing in his free time.
I don't care if Satan gave him his arm. Like fucking, like he's playing
as
good.
long as he's not doing like crack or like being creepy with kids or something fucking like weird like that. I don't give a shit what he believes in.
Problem.
Yeah, I don't care what he believes in. It's not like you can look at Tebow and say what you want, like, oh, it's because he's religious, he got kicked out. No, it's just like he just wasn't good at football.
Yeah, right.
You look at Rodgers, who's really good at football, and he's not religious, and you're gonna be negative towards him. It's like, dude, like these are athletes. Like I'm a fan of football sport.
Yeah.
Like I can be invested in a player. Like I love Zadarius Smith's backstory. Like he's like a full-blooded Packer now at this point. Whatever. I'll watch interviews and all that stuff. Mm-hmm. It's entertaining, but at the end of the day, like, you don't have a control of his personal life. I don't give a fuck.
It doesn't matter. Like, he plays good football.
It does not. Exactly. It does not matter. Like, I mean, what I think more people would be creeped out if like a player came out and said I'm a Satan worshiper, because that is kind of weird. But it's like
we see why he's so good.
He hit 4 touchdowns a game. Like, fine.
Clearly, it's working. Like,
he threw 700 yards today. Fine.
Fine. Fuck it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, yeah.
If someone comes up and asks me, like, do I want a deal like the quarterback has, I'm going to just say, fuck no.
No, you don't. We're good with him for a while.
Yeah, like,
he'll play till he's 60 anyway.
I don't know who you are, get away from me.
He's our franchise quarterback. He'll be here for 7 years.
Authentic jersey. Just buy one of the fake.
You don't do it. But yeah, I mean, that same thing reminds me of like when Arian Foster came out as atheist, and then that whole thing happened.
I didn't even know that happened.
Yeah, like 3-4 years ago. It was just weird. I was like, okay, why the fuck is this trending? Like,
whoa.
Yeah, look at it now. Like, where is he at?
Like, it's like, I guess we break it down politically, like when people get blown away about when athletes announce their political party, it's like, oh, someone doesn't agree with you? No fucking way.
I mean, that's just the way the world is.
Yeah. People get bent off of shit that doesn't actually hold water in terms of what they do is their job.
Right.
Like, who cares? Like,
yeah.
Danica Patrick does a fuckload of yoga in free time, so I read. But that doesn't mean that she's a whatever you want to call those yoga masters. Like
whether you like it or not, it's not that you're going to change anything. So
yeah. Don't care. So anyway, so back to football. So going in, my bet is for San Francisco. And, oh wait, we need to talk about the Pro Bowls next week.
You guys can't see me right now.
I don't know if you saw my tweet about the Saints, dude. I said this is the crew that shows up every year for the rule changes.
That's
like,
so hilarious,
dude.
And Xavier Rhodes made the.
Oh my god, he's crying, dude.
It's just comedy. The 5th worst corner in the league.
Yeah, is in the Pro Bowl. So where's Josh Norman at?
Popularity contest. But yeah, I mean, yeah. Who gives a fuck about the Pro Bowl?
The players that go there, maybe they probably. I mean, they get paid to go, but
I don't care about going to then. Well, it's like flag football, though.
Yeah, it would actually flag football would be better.
Yes,
at this point.
At least then they're not fucking giving you blue balls, but not hitting each other.
Yeah, that's the thing. Is you can still blitz. I mean, linemen can get handsy. I mean, whatever.
You get hurt in the Pro Bowl, it's even worse. That's on you.
L. Yeah, Jair broke his thumb in the NFC Championship game.
That's dumb, him, right?
Yeah, 8 weeks? I mean, he's got a whole fucking half a year to recover. He's fine.
Cover for that new receiving core, Chicago. Just you wait.
And he's gonna fucking wreck. Are you shit?
He didn't wreck anybody on Chicago this year, at least.
Yeah, because he held him to 0 yards.
No, wrecked. No, on the run for sure.
He was the #1 corner in the NFC North for almost the entirety of the season.
Yeah, but I'm saying it's not like we didn't score on you guys. Like fuck Detroit, Minnesota.
No, but it beat you twice.
Yeah, okay. It's a whole team effort. That's okay.
Okay, all right. You sound like.
Who? By saying it's a team sport.
Oh, what is that?
That's what I was saying.
That's
Jair didn't win the game. That's what I'm saying.
Jair just. He's
we already fucking know that.
Than all the receivers in the NFC right now. except Devontae. Here we go.
There we go. We're on the Packers show now.
So it's a division, so you can't disagree with me.
Well, we won last year. Just start the fucking show last year. Maybe I just fucking say that.
It was a weird time to start the show.
A good time and a weird time. My glory days. Let's see how they
But-
can.
Yeah, so we can get, maybe this episode won't run as long because Justin's not here. But, well, because I think that we need to talk about the Super Bowl more in depth with him.
It wouldn't
But-
feel right without him.
Well, I will go and say the reason I want San Francisco to win is for the if Jimmy G would have stayed in New England drama.
Yeah. What's that about again? What do the fans say?
I mean, it's just like what happened if he would have been kept. Like, they would have kept winning.
Yeah.
Would they?
Yeah, sure. Yes, I don't know.
They thought Brock was going to play forever. You got him.
On them, they've fallen hard over the last couple of years. Like, worse each year.
I mean, yeah, except for the fact that we're in there. I mean, they won last year.
I mean, yeah, but like.
No, I mean, performance. I was like, I said, like this year.
Good. They're trying to scrape them by now.
Oh yeah, you don't have. Well, yeah, I mean that's the thing is like
They don't have the dominance they used to have.
the reason why these like Denny Walker's receivers that they be signing got so good is because Gronk is a distraction, Julian Edelman's a distraction. But when you only have Julian Edelman, where's your distractions? Who the fuck is their running back? James White, Rex Burkhead, Sonny Michel, like everybody. They don't have a consistent number one back. I don't think they've ever.
That worked for San Francisco. So like that's when you ask yourself, what's the difference between these two teams? Like
Shanahan,
that's the
man.
same way
Like,
San Francisco is.
I commented on some the game film of the Redmond pass interference on Kittle because somebody was talking about how Shanahan walked over to the ref and was like, 85 is going to break out this route. He's not going to let him run. And they were like, oh, it's like the NBA telling him like, and it's like, bro, they ran George Kittle at Redmond. They knew what the fuck they were doing, dude. Like, Redmond doesn't have a prayer in that matchup.
Damn.
Like, I cannot call bad football or bad sportsmanship on that because it's George Kittle lined up on a corner who there's a reason he's number 4 or 5, like,
Yeah.
or in this sub package. Raven Green in there, maybe a little bit different, but still, like they knew what the game plan for. Like, they knew where to shut us down. Apparently, they said we're going to try to run it down their throats if they're weak as they say they are. We got them, and bam.
Yeah, bada boom, bada bing.
I mean,
They played football.
they did.
That's all they can do.
Literally.
They played football.
They hand egged it to death.
Hell yeah. Play fucking John Madden type of shit. That's what
So,
they played.
but it's promising basically. It's like the future's brighter now for Green Bay football, and that's how you have to look at it. I mean, look at last 2 years ago going into this to last year, like you didn't know.
Yeah.
And last year just showed like, damn, dude, if McCarthy's still here, we're fucked. And then
A quick turn of events.
Yeah, exactly. Like, we turned around, man, 100%. 6 wins last year.
For that 8-8 decline next year. Let's go. The
If we go 8-8, we're still gonna beat the Bears twice.
Okay. Well, that'll be like too long.
Damn.
We'll still be fucking 14-2 this.
Okay.
That's not a real prediction.
14-2.
Not real, but depending on how off season goes, we'll come back to it. And I'll say 9 or 7, 10-6, hopefully. But I don't see that. We can't make the same mistake next year we made this year. I refuse.
The statement, and we don't necessarily have to win the division every year, but I think, like I said, and I've been saying it, Packers are gonna be in the Super Bowl next year, man. I'm just telling you, they are going. This is gonna be last year with Rodgers because the thing is now is it's gonna be a whole new generation. If Rodgers gets a second, listen, if Rodgers gets a second ring, let's just say he's probably gonna retire soon or play one more year. He's done. Then there's a new quarterback with Matt LaFleur who's in for 2-3 seasons.
Some Brett Hundley shit. I need that.
No, but I'm ready for some hybrid quarterbacks. Like, I'm gonna see some shit.
I want
some youth.
I'm supposed to have one, but fuck.
Not in that sense. Like, I'm ready for Rodgers to go. Like, but when I don't want him to go too late. Someone said that he could play to 40, and I'm like, can he?
I'd rather see him go out nicely than like Tom Brady.
Right.
Like,
Brady, if you're Derek Carr, dude, can you imagine like losing your? I mean, it is Tom Brady, but imagine losing your starting job to Brady.
Damn. Wait, Derek Carr? Oh yeah. Wait, they're talking about that too. They're going to Oakland or Las Vegas.
Speculation.
He speculated to go to all 31 teams. 31 teams. Yeah, not that one. 30 teams. Yeah.
Exactly.
When Tom Brady came to Chicago,
I
I killed myself. Like fuck.
Derek Smith's gonna get in that ass twice a year. Like exactly what's gonna happen.
I'm like, I hope for the best, but if not, then well, fuck it. Gotta take the season for Trevor Lawrence anyway. That's okay.
Please though. That would be.
Yeah, I don't want Marcus Mariota. Just keep Mitch for one more year. I hope Mitch isn't going up and down. I hope he just stays down. Trevor Lawrence next year.
Ugh.
I support Mitch, but I mean, I can't.
Well, here's the thing,
don't
though.
want him
It
to-
would be Trevor Lawrence with the Bears front office, so should I really be worried?
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, if
These
we
are
get
the
him,
people who said no to Mahomes and Watson.
if we get him, even if like he doesn't fucking play good, then another problem. Another problem. Then they'll probably fucking
Mitch.
yeah, they'll probably fucking pass up on him from.
Oh my God! What a 30 for 30.
They'll pass up on him for
30 for 30 comedy.
a Drew Brees 1 year contract instead of Trevor Lawrence. Okay.
RIP Chargers, man. Imagine what they could be today.
Fuck.
One Super Bowl. Listen, by the way, I am so sick of the wasting the Rodgers career, and you've had 2 decades of legendary quarterbacks and only 2 Super Bowls. Drew Brees has 1 fucking ring.
Yeah.
1.
Hating your whole franchise now, aren't they?
Yeah, and guess what? Their franchise wouldn't be anywhere, like Justin said, without Drew Brees anyway. So
Saints fans specifically.
yeah, well, I mean, no, it's just anybody. Like what's the comparison? You're comparing
Yeah,
Rodgers
what's
to
the
Brady,
Saints-
of course. So you can compare any quarterback to Brady.
What have the Saints ever been since Drew Brees? I can't remember when they were actually that great before Drew Brees.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
He changed that team. So, I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, Brees has 1. Like, sure, maybe because he has records. Like, okay, you got me there.
He had good receivers.
So, yeah, he hasn't gone without good receivers. That's also true. Hit prime Jimmy Graham.
Yeah.
So
Hagen was still
now,
Hagen.
so Jared, our loyal subscriber, shout out on
Jared.
he said that we started a conversation about Zadarius Smith now being better than Clay Matthews in his prime. Here was my hard argument about this. Clay Matthews in his prime was allowed to take HGH. So we need to let
reason.
no, but Zadarius is trending upward 100%. So we'll see. I mean, he could be the next sack leader. We don't know.
No.
But Clay Matthews in his prime was an animal. I'm not taking that away from him, regardless if he was allowed to do HGH or not. But
He's a monster regardless.
yeah, no. I mean, I know you didn't like playing him. You had Jay Cutler playing him, dog.
I don't want to talk about it.
He had the same mobility as a jar of peanut butter. Just stuck.
Jay Cutler had talent when he fucking hated football. He was like, I want to play this shit.
Yeah, he had a strong arm, but it was just like I don't really care enough
He
to
doesn't
use
care where
it.
the ball goes. And Mitch like wants to work hard, but just can't do it. So I kind of need them both to be on the same level. I need that to happen. If not, then fuck it.
Fused together on some Dragon Ball Z shit.
Fucking the mind and the body. Fuck it. Trevor Lawrence 2021.
Damn.
I wouldn't be mad just because
That'd be the jersey you buy.
yeah, for real. I mean, because Mitch has already had 4 years, and I like Trevor Lawrence as a person. I've watched him play in college, just like a little more closely. I'm like,
I think
I
either
wouldn't care.
I think either Green Bay drafts a quarterback to start grooming, or we pick up a veteran in free agency, just for backup. And then I think the following year we definitely draft one. Like you gotta start.
Not this year, for sure. Next year.
Oh yes, yes,
For the future.
yeah. You have to. You have to, man. I
Plan
mean,
for it.
yeah, because I mean, you definitely. Brian Gutekunst and Matt LaFleur, they want to fucking win. So
I haven't been this excited for like the off season for agency in a while.
yeah, man, same. Like, well, especially after McCarthy gets fired.
You know, it's like a lot you need, and you got new personnel in there. You kind of like,
Yeah.
who do they want on the team?
Well, that's the thing now. Like, this is the second year in the past decade and decade plus 5 more years. I can't even tell you the last time Green Bay was this active in anything. Like, I mean, free agency for us was huge this year.
Right.
Like,
having those long-term
And
players.
now, we might not sign a lot of people this year, but we know that the team's going to make moves to some degrees.
Yeah,
So-
like when you have to make something happen, like who's going to be? And then, it's exciting for real.
Yeah, so it's I get to look forward to it way more this year than
For
because I
sure.
knew like McCarthy and Ted Thompson. Like, I mean, obviously they brought in some great players, but it's just like we're not gonna do shit. Like, I can just move through the offseason.
Small pieces.
Yeah, can't wait for
Look
August.
Looking for stars to come up now if you
Yeah,
can afford them. But
exactly.
yeah,
So now it's like I've always watched the draft and the combine. That's one of my favorite parts of the offseason.
this will be the first time I pay attention in a
exactly
while.
paying the thick attention.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm fucking writing my scout report. Fuck, I want that guy.
He said, got the binoculars out.
Like Adam Schefter.
What was this 40?
Let's get that one. You see that?
So
That's gonna be me. So I can't wait. I'm
yeah,
excited.
yeah, it'll be because Gutekunst, man, he be doing some shit.
Yeah, so for a good season.
So what are we calling it? It's been 40. It's been pretty good.
Well, not bad for a Justin with
That's gonna be
episode.
20 minutes in a row.
Yeah, I mean, yeah,
We love you. We miss you.
we like to listen to him talk.
Well, it is. I mean, it's just the Pro Bowl. Like if we were going into next week, but
We'll pick a good weekend to be going.
yeah, because I mean, the skill contest, like that's okay. Because I mean, it's if there was more of that, like with bigger prizes, then I'd probably care more. Like the home run derby of the NFL, basically.
Yeah, sure.
But fuck all that actually playing bullshit. I mean, look at the All-Star game in the NBA. They don't even really play. They just run around and shoot from
120 to
50 feet out. Like
120 to 150.
rain.
Fucking this ridiculous shit. Yeah, I mean,
Saw that Zion made that three last night. Team Zion, we all the way.
Your favorite team or Mavericks? And...
I don't have. I mean, I always said Bulls just because I guess I grew up with the Jordan stuff and whatever. But I mean, I did like Dirk. I think basketball is my sport to have players, and then like Packers just all 100% for football. Yeah. So we'll see. Yeah. I don't know, maybe one day. So.
Spin the wheel.
So this has been Counting by 7, episode 1-4.
Hungry like the wolf. 4 subscribers.
Yeah, exactly.
Hungry.
We don't own rights to that song that Dakota just sung.
They don't know who it's by. And they don't know that I didn't say the words wrong a little bit on purpose. Hear that part.
So mild parody?
Anyway. Yeah, mild. For loud. Yeah. We've been drinking. Sorry again.
This is Robbie.
This is Dakota. Bye.